This is Type 63, which seems to be the first premium tank they released from the new Japanese heavy tank line. And Wargaming says the tank's hydropneumatic suspension, excellent gun depression and strong oscillating turret make it a very dangerous opponent when it plays from hull down positions. Yay! Additionally, the double aiming system offers a choice between high damage per minute and low dispersion depending on the combat situation. This is what they revealed in one of their latest videos as well.
More importantly, of course, they will be equipped with a cool new gun mechanic. The gun cooling mechanic gives you a choice of either firing quicker with regular accuracy or waiting a little longer before firing and being rewarded with noticeably improved default accuracy. The cooldown time is slightly longer than the reload time.
If you wait a bit longer after your shot, your aiming circle will shrink smaller, but you can fire faster, but then your aiming circle is bigger, but your DPM is higher. You know, you can pick and choose. It depends on the range, I guess. From close range, you can easily do damage as fast as possible. So, Type 63 is the first tank I'm going to cover in today's video. First look, and then we have the object as well, which looks very weird vehicle. Anyway, Type 63, so what do you have to offer? 360 alpha, 440 with high explosive, 230 penetration, nice, in tier 8, 290 with premium heat, AP is the standard round, 60 with high explosive, good shell velocity numbers as well, 1150 with AP is not bad, reload time 10.5 seconds, aiming time 2.5 seconds, dispersion at 100 meters 0.28, I guess this is the maximum dispersion if you wait and let it shrink in the most, right? Then we have minus 10 degrees of gun depression, indeed very juicy over here, and you can get extra 4 degrees of gun depression if you use the hydropneumatic suspension. You can pitch your hull 4 degrees forward and 4 degrees backwards, and it carries 50 shells, so firepower actually seems to be pretty interesting. Mobility, not the fastest, 35 top speed, 12 moving backwards, but 800 horsepower engine, giving it 15.4 power to weight ratio. It has hull traverse speed 28, turret 25, so quite average over there, and it is 52 tons heavy vehicle. Survivability 1.4k hit points, hull armor 80, 55, 40, so not the craziest hull armor, but turret seems to be sloped and 175, 120 and 50. They said it's good hull down, so most likely it's going to bounce because of the slopes, I guess so. 380 meters view range, and commander, gunner, driver and radio operator are the crew members, so someone has to do the loading. So this is Type 63, one of the next premium tanks, most likely in the game. So introducing this before the Dexter vehicles, I guess this is the case. What is your take on this? Please let me know. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Object 452K. Now, before I'm going to talk about this monstrosity, let's talk about one other game where you can slay different monsters, Raid Shadow Legends, where you can hunt them in campaign, dungeons, tournaments and many other places, or you can get coupled to yourself by opening Charge, which I'm doing right now because there is the boosted summoning event going on and more chances for legendary champions. I actually managed to get 2 epic champions, High Elves Illusinia, hopefully, who can shield allies, so definitely helpful for my defense, and Knight Errant, who will stun enemies. I will be using both of them for my faction wars for sure. And by the way, if you are a new player, you can get your hands on even more champions like a Stark Knight Epic Champion, as well as skin for him designed by John Tron. Just use the promo code JTSkin before October 7th, and if you are not a new player, don't worry, you can still get Stark Knight Champion and the skin through in-game event. And also, it is time to join a clan because new Hydro Clash is here, clan-based competition where you and 4 other clans see who can smack the Hydra the hardest for some good rewards, so get ready for that. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen, by using my link in the description or scanning the QR code and get a juicy head start as a new player with Talia, Epic Champion and other useful goodies. And of course, have fun. So here we go, check it out for sure, but let's continue where we left off. of talking about this monstrosity, the object 452K, which is a heavy tank. Let's see what Wargaming has to say about that. The object 452K is a heavy tank that can lead allies on the attack. Thanks to its reliable armor, the vehicle can take enemy fire while letting more lightly armored allies form an offensive. Very strategical over here. At the same time, you should consider its mediocre mobility and a relatively weak side armor. Taking into account its strengths and weaknesses, this will help you unleash the full potential of this vehicle. So, it looks very, very weird. It actually looks like kind of a monster over here. And it comes with 560 alpha damage or 700 with high explosive, 260mm of penetration with AP, 320 with heat, 65 with high explosive, and shell velocity numbers basically 940 all around over here. 15-second reload. So 560 alpha on a heavy tank is, you know, kinda unique. Not 530, not 490, not something like that, but 560. Pretty interesting. Aiming time 2.5 seconds. So 2.5 seconds. You can fire 4 rounds per minute. You know, base DPM is basically 4 rounds per minute, right? Dispersion at 100 meters, 0.40, which is pretty sad, to be honest with you. But of course, it depends how stable the gun is. Maybe you can take some snapshots and whatnot. Minus 7 degrees of condensation, 20 degrees of gun elevation, and it can carry 30 shells, which should be plenty for this reload time, right? It should be pretty plenty. Maybe in some battles you need to watch out with blind shots, but overall I would say it's decent. So firepower 560 alpha, which is, you know, kinda interesting, unique-ish. 260 pen on the standard round, which should be plenty as well. 320 heat is okay because, you know, we have 340, 350 heat penetrations in this game as well, but, you know, it should be good in most situations. Minus 7 degrees of compression as well. Can work in most places. So firepower, what do you think about that, guys? Let me know. Mobility, they said it is not the fastest kid on the block, so 35 drop speed indeed is not the fastest. 15 moving backwards, 750 horsepower engine, 13.6 power to weight ratio. Hull traverse speed 30 degrees per second, turret quite slow turret actually, 20 degrees per second, and 55 tons heavy vehicle. So mobility, yeah, definitely I can say on the slower side. All the top speed values, specific power, not the fastest tank. For sure, we can say that. But where this tank should shine, maybe they said is survivability. So let's take a look at this. 2,300 hit points, hull armor 120 in the front, 70 on the sides, 50 in the rear. And very nicely sloped as well. So 120 upper plate, most likely lower plate, I guess is going to be easily penetrable, but it has like a weird shape to it. I guess this armor is mostly effective when you are hull down. Because frontal, it seems like, you know, all the tier 10s should be able to penetrate its face of the hull quite easily. But we do not have the 3D armor model, of course, right now. Turret, the 120 turret armor, 130 on the side, 60 in the rear, but it is massively sloped. So we do not have, as I said, we do not have the 3D armor profiles over here, but simply by looking at the pictures, looking at the model, how sloped this turret really is, it should bounce quite a bit. 390 meters view range, and it has nice classic commander, gunner, driver and loader for crewmen setup over here. Not anything gimmicky like on 780, for example, just casual for crewman loadout. So this is object 452K. Where is Wargaming going to put his tank? Like, what are they going to do with this? I honestly wasn't expecting another tier 10 Soviet heavy to roll out anytime soon. This tank came out of nowhere, absolutely out of nowhere. So we just received an assembly shop tank, right? We just received new Clan Wars tank as well, the 113 or 116 F3, something like that. Where the hell are they going to put that? Is this going to be like some kind of onslaught reward tank or some kind of a reward tank for some events? Could be. should be. I do not know where else they're going to put this tank, because comparing it firepower-wise, would it make sense for a campaign tank? Like many of you guys, when I'm talking about the tier 10 tanks which are coming into the game, you know, first look at tier 10 tanks, many of you guys are always saying campaign, personal campaign mission, but does it really scream personal campaign tank? Maybe not to me right now at least, but maybe if the armor is actually going to be like hyper troll, lower plate angled, the middle plate extremely strong, hard to penetrate, super annoying tank to deal with, maybe in that case, right? Because this is what they usually go for. But it would really suck as personal campaign tank, because we already have 2 Soviet tanks over there. It would be nice to see something else, in all honesty. But what do you think where they're going to put this tank, guys? So this was my episode for you today, talking about the Type 63, first new Japanese Tech Tree premium tank, most likely, and his subject 45-2K, while you saw some gameplay action with the Rhino on the background as well, which I had today actually. I was thinking like, okay, I want to show you some, I want to showcase something to you, and this is the battle I actually had, my final battle which I had in today's stream as well, so a little bit slapping in +2 matchmaking. Yes, +2 matchmaking, I know guys, I know, but not a bad score out of it. So, thank you so much for tuning in. I catch you next time with something else. Take a look at the Raid Shadow Legends, link in the description, drop in comment, check it out, and I will see you next time. Adios, beautiful people. Bye bye.